Hey everybody, welcome back to Money Vikings. Money Viking G here, and I got a really good one for you today, as I always try to bring you a good one in your true wealth building journey, because that is the clear goal of our channel and of our blog, truewealth.moneyvikings.com, that Jerry and I have been working at over the last 7-8 years. Can't believe it's been that long, where we basically bring every idea to the table that we can explore and try to build wealth for you and for everyone in the community, and just improve people's lives. And it's coming from a middle class perspective. That's the idea here. So with that, we have an interesting one today, because we are living in interesting times, as we always do. Seems like we always do as humans. I want to talk about retiring off of Bitcoin, and I want to go through some of the big news of the week with Bitcoin. And again, as you know from the channel, if you've watched the channel for a while, we have a bit of a Bitcoin focus right now, because I do see it as a big opportunity. Now, this is not financial advice. I make no financial advice. All I'm doing is sharing what I'm doing in the world of building wealth and investing and collectibles. You can see I got a few of my favorite comics in the back there. I got Amazing Spider-Man 316. Sorry that it's reversed there, but you guys get the idea. Awesome cover by McFarlane, and awesome artwork there by McFarlane with a Venom cover. First cover appearance of Venom, which is pretty darn sick. All right. Awesome, I think. Okay. Back to Bitcoin. All right. Back to Bitcoin. What I want to talk about is a couple things. So number one, let's consider something for a minute. So, bit of a pullback in the last couple days, which I think is absolutely nothing to worry about. In fact, I think it is an amazing opportunity for me, as this is what I'm doing. I'm not giving advice, but to dollar cost average and acquire some more, stack some more of those sats and buy some more Bitcoin. Imagine this. I don't know if it's true, but imagine if the new administration, if the new president mentions Bitcoin and crypto in the inauguration day speech. So we have an inauguration day coming up. Really, we're 10 days away from that. That's amazing, isn't it? Imagine there is a lot of talk about, in that first week, day one announcements and executive orders. Imagine if one of those is crypto friendly, Bitcoin related. Imagine what the price is going to do. It's going to go banana zone, and it's going to probably skyrocket up. So just a heads up on that. That's something to think ahead on. So I want to talk a little bit about how to retire off of Bitcoin as well. I'm going to play a little bit of a video here from Cryptos R Us, our buddy George over here. But this goes to something called Metcalf's Law that's been talked about. Metcalf's Law is this idea of an adoption curve of a new technology. So thinking of Bitcoin as a technology, what basically you're going to find is a interesting projection of the Bitcoin price in just about 10 years. Could go faster than that, but let's see what he has to say here.
We have hit that mark many, many times. It seems to be our floor for this month and last month. And if we could keep consolidating between this range of 100,000 and 91,000, that's a good thing. Taking a breather allows us to buy more Bitcoin and crypto, right? We can buy our favorite projects at a discount. And then when we're ready to move out of that consolidation period, that's when we break out and move higher. It's just really that simple. There's no need to be bearish. There's no need to be scared.
So I want to go into what he's going to say next, but he makes a very good point here. So this is absolutely natural for Bitcoin to be volatile, go up and down, and then to consolidate at times. So that's really classically what's going on right now. The pullback's been a good thing.
This is the way things are every single cycle. This cycle has been the strongest ever. And if we keep on going the way we are, who knows where Bitcoin will top out this year? 200, 250, 300, $500,000. But this 1.5 million, if we're going according to how Bitcoin has moved and we apply Metcalf's law or just law of depreciation or whatever you want to apply, of course, it's not going to go up linearly forever. There will be a slowdown while we're going upwards. We may be at $1.5 million by 2035, which is 10 years from now, which is only 2.5 cycles. 10 years moves very, very quick.
So he makes a good point. I want to talk about this for a minute. So those of you out there in the audience that are 30, 35, 40 years old, 10 years, 9 years, 8 years, whatever, that is not a long time. It goes really fast. And so if you are on your wealth building journey, and let's say you have accumulated some assets, and if you have the ability to get a considerable amount of Bitcoin, which I'd call one Bitcoin, which is a lot, then you could be really set up for a really, really great, secure asset in 10 years. So just something to keep in mind. I definitely have that as part of my strategy. I'm a big proponent of strategically diversified portfolios. So I don't believe in all eggs in one basket. Do I believe in Bitcoin? Yes, I do. Am I a Bitcoin maximalist where I'm going to take every asset and put it into Bitcoin? No, I'm not. But because I just don't have the stomach for that volatility. But I do have stomach for some volatility with a certain percentage. And that's why I've always talked about, 2, 3, 5%. Even BlackRock says your typical investor should consider putting 2% of total assets into Bitcoin. That means if someone has $1 million portfolio, they're basically saying, take $20,000 and buy Bitcoin with it, or buy a Bitcoin ETF with $20,000 if you have $1 million net worth. So let's go a little further into this law here. This was used, so also was used with like Facebook adoption, but it can show you like year 20, different years out here, quarters since inception, and it gets you to this $1 million mark as well. So check out this Metcalf's Law. I think it's really interesting how this works. The blue dot in this situation is, I believe, Bitcoin. No, that's Facebook. Sorry. Bitcoin would be the red. So anyway, consider what is being talked about here. Check it out. I think it is a very powerful idea, and it gives you a sense of where Bitcoin is going over the next 10 years. And so the idea is, we talk about in terms of retiring, remember that what you're building is passive income machines, okay? And I'm considering Bitcoin as another potential passive income machine. So you might have your 401k over here. You might have a couple rental properties over here. You might have your individual, taxable brokerage account over here. But maybe there's also a pot with Bitcoin. And let's say you accumulate one Bitcoin, and then in 10 years, that's $1 million. Well, maybe at that point, you start selling off each year. You sell off 10% of it. So you draw 100,000 each year off of that initial investment. If you have all these other things going as well, that could be highly, highly helpful to someone who is building wealth. So last thing I'll talk about is with Bitcoin. So again, about being strategically diversified, look at the fires, again, our prayers and support go out to the people of LA with what's going on and with these fires, which have been extremely devastating. So a lot of those people, the reality is, I'm sure a lot of them had insurance or have insurance, but a lot of them, their biggest asset could have been in those homes that were burned down. I'm not talking about the movie stars. Their biggest asset is, the royalties they make off of all their big movies. But that's a very small percentage of the people that lost homes. That's just getting media coverage. But again, the idea is Bitcoin cannot be burned down. So, it's just, you have to think in terms of these buckets, I believe, where you have buckets of things that the government can't take from you, Wall Street can't take from you, it can't burn down, it can't this, that, right? And in my mind, one of those buckets is Bitcoin for the future and some kind of crypto portfolio, which I think will be very, Very important. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys, and keep it in mind when you're doing your strategic wealth building. And please like and subscribe, all that great stuff. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.